Hey there, patch 6.3 has just been released, and while I'm sure people are most excited to check out the Endwalker content, there's also been some changes to Heavensward content, which is great because I'm currently in Heavensward. So the duty support system has been added to 6 Heavensward dungeons that are part of the MSQ, meaning that certain dungeons can now be done with a party of NPC players instead of real players, should you choose so. And there's also been some changes to the bosses within these dungeons. So today I'm gonna run through them and see what's changed. Well, all of them except Belzar's Wall at least, because I haven't exactly gotten to that dungeon yet. Alright, so the first one we have here is the Great Gubal Library, and oh my gosh, we have the frog! I love this already. We have the frog tanking for us, and we have Alphino and Y'shtola as damage. And if we switch to a damage character, then we have Alphino healing instead. I would show what happens when you play a tank character, but yeah, no tanks leveled yet. I do plan to try out tanking in the future, but not today. But I'm assuming if you play a tank, the frog just switches to damage. So let's see what's different about the Great Gubal Library. We've got the adventurer plates displaying here. Ah, I love him. So the patch notes say that the Biblos boss battle and the ever-living Bibliotaph boss battle have been changed, which I think is the second and third bosses. And watch this is the best patch change. I can see when my healing buffs are about to run out. No more having to target people to see how long they still have left. I like how there's not even a job icon for the frog. He's so powerful he doesn't need to play a job. He can just be himself and enemies will fear him. Alright, so here's the first boss. Patch notes didn't list any changes, so this fight should just go exactly as it did before. I feel like this beam attack that page 64 uses is new. Targets a random person and then beams them. You have to make sure the beam isn't going through any of the other party members. Not actually sure what changed in that fight. Seemed the same to me. Oh yeah, I just noticed we have the damage indicators now. So there's a symbol here, like a purple wand symbol appearing to show that I'm dealing magic damage rather than physical damage. That's something that they added in this patch. Alright, so this boss is another boss they listed in the patch notes. So let's see if I can see what's different about this boss. Okay, so the balls have an orange telegraph. It looks like they only explode once, instead of continuously exploding, so that's different. Oh, this button over here. Got it. Also seems like he does the orbs less often now, too. Alright, so that's the Great Gubal Library. Now it's time to check out the Aetherochemical Research Facility. And it looks like for this we just get all generic scions. So for this one, the patch notes say that the first boss and both phases of the last boss have been changed. Alright, so here's the first boss. Looks like the turrets have orange beam attacks now. Can't remember if that was in the original fight. Yeah, I didn't notice anything different in that fight. So I'm guessing the turrets do indeed have extra attacks. Alright, so this boss isn't mentioned in the patch notes, so it should be exactly the same. The elevator stops on the way down. And one of the scions goes, I swear, every time you ride a lift, and the another one goes, I know, right? Looks like all three of these guys spawn at once. I think before one spawned and then the other two spawned after you killed the first one. But now all three spawned, so it makes it go faster. Goodbye. Oh hey guys, long time no see. Alright, now this fight in particular was specifically mentioned, I remember in the live letter. So this one's probably gonna have some significant changes. Whoa, that's different.
Darkness shall consume light.
That's different too, I think. Wait, now there's beams going in between these fireballs. Okay, I got hit by that one. Oh, we have to stand inside these now.
Know your place.
The stack line. Man, this whole fight has just been completely reworked. Alright, so now we stand here. So if they have a line between them, they're gonna go towards each other. And now we're on to phase 2 of this fight. Got a tank stack marker, or a tank marker. It's not a stack. We've got more of these fire and ice things to dodge. Oh, now we have to go this way. I immediately died. Okay, so he's doing the fire ones first this time, and then the ice ones. Alright, that's pretty tricky. I like that. Okay, universal manipulation, but there's no portals. That is new. So we all get that at the same time instead of just 2 players getting it. And now we have another stack marker. Okay, we have the chains from the vault. another stack line. We've got a DPS check, it looks like. Wait, who's that Ascian? Wow, that's a lot of damage. Alright, let's bring the ice ones first. Then we have to immediately run to avoid the fire. Alright. I liked the original version of that fight, but I think they did a good job with the new version. They made it a lot more challenging, which makes sense since it's the final dungeon of 3.0, for the main story at least anyways. For these next few dungeons, I haven't actually put out my first playthrough of them yet. They're recorded already, I just haven't edited them and submitted them. So I guess you're gonna see me playing through these dungeons for the first time after this video comes out. So it's a bit of a weird timeline order. So next is the Antitower. And we have Thancred as a tank, Alphino as DPS, and Y'shtola as also DPS. If you play as a DPS, Alphino switches to healing, and if you play as a tank, I'm guessing Thancred switches to DPS. The Antitower. I like this dungeon. This is one of the best ones in Heavensward. So based on the patch notes, the second and third bosses are changed. Alright, so this boss is exactly the same. Here's the second boss. So let's see if I can identify what changes are made to this one. Okay, that's different. Spawns 4 stones around him. And you don't have to DPS the stones anymore. Before it's like the orange circles around them would be growing until you destroyed them. Still got the line attack where you have to hide behind the stones, but it looks like it switches between people now instead of going twice on the same person. And of course we've got the updated tank marker. Gyrating glare. Okay, so that's just group damage. Alphino says, even the candles burn upside down. How very Charlian to obsess over useless details. This is always one of my favorite parts of the dungeon, just these chandeliers hanging upside down. It's very cool. Alright, so this boss has also changed. Got the updated Tank Buster marker. Looks like she does this attack much earlier, I think. I don't remember it being this early before. But she mind controls two people, and you have to kill the dolls that they trapped inside. Oh cool, I got a minion. Nice. The next dungeon we've got is Sohr Khai. Oh, wow, we get Emmerich as our tank. And again, if you go DPS, Alphino will heal, and if you go tank, Emmerich probably switches to damage. And now my portrait is working correctly, which is just a super close-up picture of my character's face. So for this dungeon, all 3 bosses have gotten changes. Alright, what new stuff you got up your sleeve, Chieftain Moglin? Okay, that's new. And that did a lot of damage to me. Alright, that's new too. I don't think he used to summon more. I think he would just keep attempting to revive the 3 that were already down. Alright, this boss, the second boss. This boss gave me a lot of trouble when I first fought it. You'll get to see that in the video once I edit the footage of me going through this dungeon for the first time.
Down with you!
Okay, so the storm clouds only fire off once, not twice. Okay, this is way different. There used to be a bunch of little platforms here that you had to jump between, but that's completely gone. This is gonna be interesting.
You underestimate me!
Hollowed wings. When in doubt, stand near the NPCs. Okay, so get off of that. Got a stack marker. For a decent chunk of damage there. Of course, we've got updated tank marker. Alright, so you can see it looks like energy's on that side, so the ice goes on that side. Oh, it's the ice mechanic now.
Away with you!
There we go. Alright. So that was basically a completely different fight. I actually like that a lot better. I did not like trying to hop between the platforms, especially as a healer, having to hop across the platforms to try and catch up to people. It was a struggle, but I think that's a cool new fight that they've added for Heavensward. And the last dungeon that I can do, at least, is Xelphatol. And we have Alphino and 2 House 4 Tom Knights. For this dungeon, the first and second bosses have received changes. Here's the first boss. He's using lift like normal. Looks like now he just stays in one spot instead of moving around. Also, there's up arrows now to indicate that you're going to be shot up into the air. Here's the second boss of the dungeon. So now we have arrows for the knockback. Okay, so it looks like instead of targeting players, it targets the railing. Looks like you can't attack the air balloons anymore. So instead of having to destroy the air balloon to stop the ads from spawning, now it just looks like you kill a set number of ads. And for this section where there used to be 2 air balloons, looks like one over here dropped off some ads. And then I'm guessing one's gonna come over there next and drop off some ads. Yep, there's the air balloon on this side. And that's that. We had some pretty solid updates there. There is one more boss that was changed, called the Griffin in Belzar's Wall, but like I said earlier, I haven't done that dungeon yet, so I can't show off the changes there. Alright, we had some pretty solid updates. The major changes here were the final boss of the Aetherochemical research facility in the Heavensward fight in Sohr Khai. I appreciate that Yoshi P and his team are thinking about newer players and making changes to improve the early game experience, so that new players get a better experience and are more likely to stick around maybe. Well, if you're new to my channel, I'm a Sprout going through Heavensward, so if you're interested in seeing my thoughts and reactions as I go through the story, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss it. That's all for today, and I'll see you later.